Going live.
We're going live.
Hey.
Oh, all right.
For the old school people, check it out. This is so important. Yeah.
You know the OJs, right?
Mm-hmm.
Start thinking about that movie, what, New Jack City?
New Jack City.
New Jack City. That's for all of us young folks.
Yeah. And at that point, they had, what was the group? Not New Edition.
Levert? Oh.
Was it Levert?
I don't know.
Sung it?
Oh, I don't know. It might have been. I don't know.
I thought it was the other group out there.
I don't think I've heard that rendition.
One of the guys from New Edition had found them. Boys to the Men.
Oh, boys. Oh, they might have.
They were standing around the garbage
can. Oh, yeah. That's
thing.
right. In the movie.
Yeah. So,
I haven't seen that movie in a long time.
We definitely not trying. I'm proud of being 51, so I don't even care. You know, I'm going to say what I got to say. Anyway, hey, welcome to the Tea. I'm your host, Chauncey Anderson.
And I'm the co-host, Mayaka Anderson.
Woo, it's been a fantastic week. Hopefully you guys had a great weekend. As such, today's topic that we're going to be discussing this session is going to be surrounding finances.
Money.
Basics 101.
Just basics.
You know, we're just going to talk about some things. We're not trying to sit here and say that we're CPAs, we financial planners or nothing like that.
Right.
Again, the Tea was created as a roundtable discussion for
just
being
us
able to
common folk.
Yeah, talk about around your household.
Around your household.
Again, I hate to have to say it. If you're single, you might have to have a discussion with yourself.
Right.
If you married, newlywed, engaged, you might need to sit down and talk to your loved one, that person that you are in a relationship with.
Yes.
This is for the Black community. I ain't taking none from no other community because a lot of y'all Jewish, white, Asian, Arab, Hispanic.
Yeah, got your stuff together.
Some of you have your houses in order.
Yes.
This is for the Black community because we feel that potentially that if we learn to put our house in order and talk to each other, your next door neighbor, your mama, your daddy, your sister, your brother, your children, about finances and about a lot of the things that are going on, we can begin to build a community that will sustain through times of great difficulties.
That's right. So we just want to come on and just kind of share with you and what we think about finances and how we started out. You know, we're saying we're nothing special. We're not experts, but what we do is we read.
Right.
We read and we figure out things and we ask questions of our elders, those that are around, to, you know, what they think about things, and we proceed that way. But one thing we do have is the passion to move forward. Correct. To be better than we were the year before and to be better than the year before that. So
true. I mean, let's give you a brief overview of kind of like Maya and I situation before we were even married, going on now 3 years ago. We dated, and with us dating, and we talked about the things that were going on in our lives. I shared with Maya what my thoughts were when it came to finances, when it came to, you know, if we were to be together and to be married. And before I accepted the job opportunity that brought us down here to San Diego, California, I proposed to Maya, and we seriously talked and discussed things of finances and what we wanted to do. And we started just being engaged, started talking about the things that are necessary. And fellas, what I mean by this, I travel a lot in my business, in my work. And when I do travel, I needed to ensure that Maya was able to handle her business. Even when she was up in Washington State, if she needed things and she needed funds or finances, she had her own money. She had her own job. She was doing her own thing. Right. But if she did need something, she had access to my checking account, to my savings account. I wasn't worried about it because this is the woman that I planned on being with for the rest of my life. Right. And so about 6 months or so, you transitioned, you came down here like I did. Yes. Yeah. And at that point in time, her name was on the lease at the apartment that we were staying at. It wasn't just my name on it. Again, like I say again, when we eventually got married in February, we were ready to move forward, to do the things that we could. So those are some key things, just a quick snapshot of what happened.
It's merging everything together that you have with the other person and being open about it. Even if you came in the relationship with some type of financial baggage, it's better to talk to your mate about that so you can come up with a plan to help clear it up. Because, you know, he had some things and we got together and we said, okay, we're going to pay yours here. We're going to pay mine here. And we helped each other clear up whatever was standing in our way. It wasn't, oh, you got that on your own. So, you know, you did that before I knew you. So you need to clean that up. It was a together effort. And once you can do that and look at that, you know that you can get through anything, because finances, for some reason in the Black community, is such a painful conversation that we start to get angry at each other over things that we chose to do. And if I say I love you and I want to be there through thick and thin, this is part of that thick and thin thing you got to get through, is these finances.
That goes without saying. I mean, it, as hard as it may seem, I mean, it's just the basic understanding of finances. A lot of people in the Black community don't understand the financial institutions. I mean, the banks. And what they're for, having a checking and a savings account, so that you can handle your business no matter where you are. Also, a number one thing that a lot of us do in the Black community is that we will go to work. We will work 2 weeks hard. We will get a check, and then we'll walk right over to a check advance place to cash that check
and give them part of your hard-earned money, and they haven't done anything but cash your check. That's how fast they get their money. Just like that. That's it.
I mean, it's not. It baffles me that, you know, from a bank or a credit union, we don't believe in that concept. I don't know where it came from. You know, I mean, fear is only, you know, it's up to you guys. But when you can go over to a check advance place and you can let them take 1, 2, to almost up to 12% of your check, then, you know, if you can live without that, then I know, because I
couldn't live without that 12%. I worked too hard for that. I want every dime that I worked for. I'm not giving it to you to exchange for money. That you're going to take money out of my check. That's just craziness.
And I mean, it falls to those type of habits, and unless we're willing to change those and go about doing things that would help us to build, you know, in your own household first, whether you're in an apartment, whether you own a house, and then helping someone else within your community to understand that's truly what's necessary. I mean, our grandparents, you know, they'd rather, you know, sock away money.
And a lot of them socked away a lot of money
before they sometimes deal with it. But as they learned over the years, and as we've learned over the years, those institutions are set up. I mean, you pay attention to what's going on. You know,
definitely.
You prepare yourself for any type of thing that could happen. But another thing that happened, like when me and Maya got down here, and I figured that, you know, if we're going to be down here, we moved into an apartment. I believe that establishing yourself, we stayed in an apartment for 2 years. We established ourselves. Paid our bills on time, electric bills, phone bills, gas bills, different things like that, which in essence, at that point in time, I thought that it would be able to allow us to move into that next phase.
We were preparing. We had a goal and a vision, and we were preparing to buy a home. And so we had to start to set things in motion to get that to happen.
Sitting down with a mortgage lender, establishing a real estate.
Sorry, y'all, I haven't got over this bronchitis.
A real estate agent that could help us shop around. And again, fellas, like I say again, because I travel, literally when we found the home that we wanted, I was in Philadelphia.
So it was a lot of paperwork for me to do, a lot of me sending stuff to him, him having to read, sign, send back. It was just, it probably would have been much easier if he was here, but it didn't work out that way. But we were still able to get it done, get the information that was needed. I was able to log on to whatever he had going on at work for his retirement and TSP, print stuff out, send it to the overwriter. So I mean the underwriter. So it worked out, but you know, we had to have that vision. We were always talking about it. Then we had to put it into action.
Correct.
We had to find out, credit scores. What do we have? Clean whatever up, and see what we were able to work with.
Oh yeah. And that helped to establish that what Maya just said. Reviewing certain things is basically at that point at 2 years, it was the credit worthiness.
Right.
Our credit history and what we had, we established that. And some things that we had paid off, they were set in proper order. What I say for a lot of people, if you haven't done it, you don't have to go to a credit repair person, but if you choose to, that's your business.
Yeah.
What I do say is that every year you can go to the 3 credit bureaus, which are Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion.
Right.
You can send a letter, you can log on to them and basically ask for a free copy of your credit report.
Yes, because it's so important to know your standings. And I know, you hear credit score, and it's really scary for a lot of people. They'd rather not know, or they don't want to go in. But really, information isn't scary. You need to know how people see you on paper, what they feel that you are worth, or what they're willing to give you. So this kind of gives you kind of like a shield or an upfront view of
what's going on,
what your situation is,
your spending habits,
everything.
What are you doing?
You need to know that, and you shouldn't be ashamed either. I want to say that because a lot of us did not grow up with money knowledge.
True.
So
that's exactly what I was saying.
Be
I was gonna
scared
say.
or ashamed or like, oh, I'm just embarrassed. Don't be. We all started off rocky. We got out at 18. Some of us earlier than that, and we just made mistakes because nobody told us. They didn't teach you in school. Your parents never really told you anything. Right. You might have heard like pieces here and there when people were talking, but you really didn't comprehend that this could affect your whole life. You go out
but
there.
A lot of us, as soon as we saw a credit card application,
boom, boom.
We was filling it out, getting it here, and you get a little $500, you spend that, but you forget that you got to pay it back.
And interest. No one talked to you about what is interest? What are you talking about? And the principal on something? What is that? No one told us about any of that.
First and foremost, it would always be sit down, again, single, married, engaged, whatever. Get you a copy of your credit report.
Yes.
Some people want to charge you for the fact that to get that for you. You can do your own homework.
Yes, you can. You can.
These credit bureaus are out there. You can sit down. If you don't know how to read it, put a YouTube video on.
And Credit Karma is really good. And it's free. Sign up for Credit Karma. You can go in there as many times as you want. They'll let you know what's going on. And I do it all the time just to see what's happening. But it is very important that you do know that. If nothing else, you really need to do that. And then set a plan to clean it up.
Yeah.
Once you set a plan, a lot of certain money or whatever, and clean it up. You don't really have to go to someone who's a credit expert. Yeah. You can do it yourself, but if you choose, you have a lot going on, or you have a lot of things on there that don't look right or whatever it is, but I just call them. I call them and I talk to them, and they give you they give you more information than you ask for when you start asking them about your credit, and they'll tell you what falls off, why this happens, why they had to put that on or whatever. They're really good. So don't be scared. Just call, get more information. Tell them you just, you want to know about your credit. And if you want to talk to someone, they're willing to talk to you. Yeah.
And some companies, like I say, again, if it's on there, and if you're making minimum payments or doing whatever, or if you haven't paid, they'll set up a plan with you. You talk to them about what you can do. Some companies, if you haven't paid, they'll write it off as a loss.
Some people will write it off.
All I'm saying is that you becoming knowledgeable of it, you don't have that fear factor hanging over your head, so you can move to that next level.
That's right.
In your life.
We're lions. You address that problem.
When you enter into or having a relationship or getting married, you're not afraid to sit down and talk to your loved one about what's going on.
Say, this is what's happening.
Those things are easy to bring to the table. And that's what it was with Maya and I. Like I said, when I was in Philadelphia, I was e-signing a lot of the documents and sending them back. Maya was covering down on a lot of things here at the home front. But it seemed like as soon as I returned, at that point, I remember, Thomas putting the keys in our hands saying, congratulations, you're a homeowner, so just like that. We was moving on to that next thing. And that, and sitting around the table, when we start seeing our, looking at our budget real quick, I'm going to show you this because, we don't just talk the talk, we walk the walk. Right. This book, Maya and I got married in 2016. And when we bought our home in 2017, we started this book. And this book is called Macaw's Financial Blueprint.
We got our little logo up there, the little macaw bird, macaw. Yeah. So it has our first two initials, MACA. Exactly. So macaw. Yep.
And this book is still with us. 2018, getting ready to go into 2019.
Right.
We do it paper, we do it electronically. But the thing of it is, a lot of people, when you use this word, the word budget, it becomes taboo in the Black community.
Right. You feel like handcuffs, like you can't do anything. You just lost your freedom. There's no more, coffee at the local cafe. You just feel like you can't do anything anymore. Yeah. And so we just named it the Financial Blueprint because it seems like, Financial Blueprint, it seems like maybe you're moving forward.
Right.
Like
you constructed something, you're building.
You're controlling it. It's not controlling
what it is that you're going to be doing.
Right.
And it's fun. Really, it's fun when you get up and you sit around with your loved one, whether you sitting up in your bed or you sitting around the table and you discussing financial matters.
Now, it didn't start out like that.
Oh, yeah. Well,
okay, for all y'all married, girlfriend, no. We had some hard discussion because I had a different relationship with money than my husband did.
Right.
So it in communication, we communicate different. So it took us a while to get in the rhythm, but we were determined. And then it got easier and easier, and now it's really simple.
To start it is what's important.
Yes, just to get it started.
That first foundation piece to put into perspective what you know up here in your head, or what you might be able to log onto your smartphone and see what your balances are, to transition it so it's already down, whether it's on a Word document, Excel spreadsheet, so that you can have it like this.
Just like that, yeah.
It gets you to a certain point after the years that we poured into this, that now we just like this. Sometimes it's like, did I get paid? Everything is, the books are straight.
Right.
The balances on accounts are in the black, and in red. We paid our bills, and we can go and do something. We can go on a date night.
Right.
We can go down and shop for whatever it is that we need.
Yeah.
And we take care of that business that way. So that's why we had created a financial blueprint for ourselves. That's what we're saying in your household. You have to see that word budget and use financial blueprint, or come up with a different word for that you want to, or just use budget, so that you can begin to move to that next threshold.
Because how you conduct your financial business reflects how you live your life.
Truly.
And if you look at your life right now, and then you look at your bank account, is it really, are they mirroring each other? Right. I bet they are. I bet they are.
Whether it's good or it's bad.
Good or bad. Yeah. It reflects who you are. And you take that from your household and then you shine it out into the world.
Yeah.
So then the world can see basically, how you are, It's very rare that you find that it's not true. So if you're sitting around and you're looking at your, you weekend night, and you pop open your phone and look at your account, and all you can do is put your head down like, man, what am I going to do? Think back to all the dollars that you spent on stuff that didn't matter.
And this right here, it's even getting to the point that it's not only for you that it resonate, because when you're looking to purchase a home, that blueprint can be just really easily laid out so it to be seen. So if you're capable of purchasing a home, that's what that debt to income ratio is that they talk about when you try to become a homeowner. The next thing that it is that if you work for any job, unless you got your own business, that's even your own business, it's a whole nother level, because now they do background checks.
They do the whole
They look at
nine.
your credit history.
Play.
They look at the whole skinny. So you maybe got the skills, got the education, all of that to get that job, but your credit history probably could be the thing that holds you back from getting that job.
That is very true. A lot of jobs do, depending on what you want to do. We'll check your credit history and be like, because like I said, your finances reflect who you are. So they're not just looking, they look at them numbers, then they look at you, then they look at them numbers, and they like,
Do we want to
on paper, this
risk?
ain't the kind of person we want working for us. And I know it's unfortunate because a lot of life happens.
What does
medical expense? I mean,
right.
Really, you think, well, why my credit report? If I always paid my rent on time, what does it matter? My credit report, if I'm a great worker and I never got in trouble, never got fired, what does it matter?
Right.
I agree. It's not fair. The system is set up in a weird way where a lot of things that happen in life, as you keep living, things do happen
so true.
that will keep you from moving forward. And so that's why it's important in the system that has been brought up and structured that we understand how they play this game so that we can move forward.
Right.
It's not fair, but you have to learn to play the game, and there's ways around certain things, but some things we all, no matter what color you are, you got to do this. That credit report is important. And I don't care what color your skin is, if you're female or male or whatever, numbers don't lie. And when you just looking at numbers, I
mean, that's the bottom line.
Yeah.
I mean, as Maya just said, I mean, that's the game. That's the system. And truth be told, I mean, if you want to take it from that vantage point, in the Black community, we're dominant in almost all the sports. We're dominant in a lot of areas. We need to become dominant in the financial area. Also.
Yes, we need our faces
need to
shown
see
there.
ourselves as being smarter. I mean, I was just posted on Instagram, the one young lady she's the only Black female, 20-some years old, that's on the New York Stock Exchange on the floor. Trading and selling. Then there's another woman. She's like handling trillions of dollars.
Right.
In the stock market. Her portfolio is huge. What is your portfolio looking like? You know what I'm saying? It's not like I say again, we all start where we're at.
Yeah, we're all where we're at.
Is our blueprint.
Right.
But in the Black community, it's very seldom that we have these serious dialogues, these conversations.
Nobody wants to talk about money. They don't want to talk. They always think someone's trying to get in their business. But if you ain't got no money, you ain't got no business.
You ain't got no business.
So what are you trying to hide? Your zero or below zero bank account number? Like, nobody's trying to get into that like that. But, people feel like, that's my business. That's my you ain't got no business. You ain't got nothing. So, why not share with someone that's trying to help you or help you see things clearly? But, people don't want to do that. They, for whatever reason, they don't want to do that. But there's no shame in our game because we go asking questions. We'll pick up a book in a heartbeat, honey, showing these books. We got books everywhere, reading about everything from the stock market to just you name it, accounting to everything.
Here's one of the bigger ones that's really, like I say again, is a must-have in the Black community.
Yes, everybody should have a copy of this book, The Powernomics.
Dr. Claude Anderson.
Yes.
As he states it here, the national plan to empower Black America is not to take anything from anybody else.
It's just that we need a little more love. We're the child that needs a little more love.
Another one right here, Black labor, white wealth.
Yes.
Basically understanding our ancestors came over here involuntarily.
Yes.
And they used them
to build their wealth.
Yes. And we didn't get none out. It'll start from the history of the water's edge coming current.
Yes.
Dr. Claude Anderson took he really put it down. And then this one is more dirty little secrets. When you take a look at it, it's hard hitting. It's in your face.
Yeah.
He ain't pulling no punches.
It makes you think. But the words in these books, when you read, it makes you think, and it should set off an emotion.
Right.
That makes you want to do better, get more information. And start turning your household or your life around.
Right.
That's what these books do. They're inspiring and they're encouraging, and then they help you see the truth, what really going on, because a lot of lies. We have been wearing so many lies on top of us, and it's hard to break through. Right. So when you read these books like by Dr. Claude Anderson and George Fraser, you just start reading these books, even Boyce Watkins. It just starts to open your eyes and you start to dig a little deeper and a little further. Like, why is it like that? Why do they do this? And you will be not pleasantly surprised, but you will be very surprised at how things started out and why they are like they are today and why we have sloughed off. And, things weren't fair for us. We had a lot of things, hurdles to jump. Yeah. But now I think, we have books, we have knowledge, and we have each other to talk to, that we can pull each other out of this if we want to. Yeah.
And then what that does bring about, as Maya said, it opens your eyes to what's really going on. 2, it unlocks a certain thing inside of you, or it should. 3, it drops the facade that you sometimes put on as a front about things that you know that you don't have.
Right.
It's unnecessary. It's okay to say, no, I ain't got that. No, I cannot do that.
Yeah.
You know, we always say yes. We are consuming community.
Right.
And sometimes it's easy to say no. And another thing that Maya and I do, not only having our house in order in a certain area, you know, the next question that we like to pose is simply this. How many of us can say that we have an emergency fund?
Yes.
You know, what is it that from 3 to 6 months of funds set aside from for unforeseen or unexpected emergencies?
And a lot of the professional financial people will tell you to have at least $1,000 set aside, at least 1,000. And I don't know personally too many people as friends that have that just set aside, just sitting there for emergencies. So, you know, I don't think when we were reading statistics about Black community and our net worth, our net worth wasn't even $1,000. So I know
they said $8.
Yeah. So
I hate that.
So I know we don't have emergency funds if we are net.
No, as scary as it may seem, it's like I say again, we can't be real with each other. We can drop the facade, we can shake it off, we can say what's what, and we can begin to build that again, starting in your own household, in your community, block by block, brick by brick. I don't know why the churches don't talk about this.
Yes.
I don't know.
And
why,
they have the power and the ability to open businesses, to send people to school. They do not serve their community the way that the Bible has told them to, nor take care of their people the way that the Bible has told them to. But we continue as a Black community to stuff those dollars in there and see nothing come back. It's a bad investment.
No, knowing that you're supposed to be able to go to the church. I remember when I had to, and you could do that. It's just not happening anymore.
It's not.
These mega churches are growing and getting bigger and larger, and
they're talking about everything but what keeping the statutes of God, the 10 Commandments. All now it's a networking place. Now it's a dating place. Now it's a prosperity place. It's just not doing our community any good, and it's serving a lot of pipe dreams because people get locked up into praying for things and then take no action. It's a sad fact. I mean, it is a sad fact, and I know a lot of people will get mad at that, but oh well.
You know, sometimes I mean, call us teachers. We're not preachers. We're not pastors. We don't teach you.
We just want you to see. Open your eyes.
That's what the T is here for. We're not trying to step on nobody's toes, but we call a spade a spade.
Yep, because it is.
Because the bottom line with a lot of us, just like for Maya and I, bottom line, these are things that we're trying to say when it comes to finances. You know, your blueprint is understanding assets minus liabilities equals your net worth. And truly, do you know what your net worth is? Right. You know, again, we got a lot of books. We got a huge library. We read, we study, we go to conferences, we talk with people. Therefore, we're imploring people to get this knowledge. It's out there just as easy as you can go buy a pair of Jordans, buy that nice dress, that bag, you know, put your baby in some things.
You can easily go get life insurance, easily get bonds, easily put some money in the stock market.
Gotta have it.
You can easily do a lot of things. I mean, we, you know, I know my mom has said a couple of weeks ago, we did a show, and she was like, well, you know, you're posting a lot on Facebook, you know, the little memes or whatever. And I said to her, I said, well, if people have time to look at and read the foolishness out there, they should have time to look at something that can better their life.
Truly.
You know, and so that's just how I see it. You have a choice. You either want to do it or you don't want to do it. And you like the squalor you live in, stay there. If you like the friends that, you know, talk about you behind your back and haven't done anything, can't even let you borrow $20 when you need it, then you do that. But there's a better life out there. And all you got to do is strive for it and know that you have to sacrifice sometimes people and sometimes things to get to another level. Let it go.
And it begets something, like I say again, that's why we set up the T. It's sitting around having this honest conversation with yourself so you can prepare to do the things that you need to do.
Right.
So, like I say again, this is a wrap. a quick, short 30-minute spill
real
about
sweet
finances.
Yeah.
But next week on the T, basically we're going to be talking about education.
A
lot of us got a lot of book smarts, but we ain't got no hustle.
We ain't gonna do nothing with it, huh? We ain't gonna do nothing with it.
Family, we love y'all.
We're gonna tell you, if you watch this, please like, share with someone. We're on Facebook. We do Facebook Live before we come onto YouTube at 7 o'clock.
Yep.
Facebook Live, check us out. It is a private group, so just ask to join. We'll click you right in. And we just want to thank you for your time, and we're just going to be here, no matter what. We've dedicated ourselves to doing this, and hopefully one day we'll have like thousands of viewers. I'm putting it out there. We're gonna have thousands of viewers asking questions. Just excited to see us. And we're gonna be here because we want to see you do good. We want to see these households in the Black community rise and be the best that we know you can be. Yes. So we love you.
Love you guys.
Peace. Love.
Have
hair
a good
grease.
night.
Sorry, I got these little pipe cleaners in here. Sister trying to do something with her locks.
All right. We'll see y'all next week.
We'll see you next Sunday. Bye.
Ooh. Good girl.